Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SolForge Fusion World Championship. I'm thrilled to have you here as we dive into round two of the tournament. Once again, I'm joined by Eli Moore, aka More Than Most, who's here to provide expert commentary as we break down the action. Let's jump right into the matches and see who advances to the next stage. The
All right,
matchup we have here is going to be Stephen Walters versus Ben Throm. It's Hellkite versus Ankh or Ankh Gaming.
now in this matchup we have Steven using a classic Army Commander Krogius build. Oh no, this isn't the Krogius build. This is just straight up healing synergy. We've got this is the triple shambling list with a bunch of healing synergy cards and a soothing mantis, but it is an Army Commander, so that's a lot of things. We see the Glow Hive Siren come out first. It's going to heal for 4 and then gain that 4 healing as attack. And we see the Hibernating Spirit come out from Ben as just a solid static creature. Don't really like seeing that off Forge. Tend to see like that on Forge, putting it in an aggressive place. You see the Regenerating Batterhide come out. Not going to need that text right now, but this text is level gated, so as this levels up, it can hit higher and higher level creatures, taking out their abilities and giving them defenders. So it's a really good card to get upgraded. We see the Hibernating Mystic coming out, being able to give attack to that other creature and give it mobility to move over and block it. So even though that Spirit didn't come into the right lane, the Mystic was able to give it mobility. You do some trading and blocking.
And now that Spirit's a 9/2, it'll be a nice creature for him to have that Hellkite's going to have to answer for.
Now that I had played just the night before, I had played against Ben with the matchup with my Shamble and Rumble deck. At this point, I think that was the 5th time that we had played, and he had beat me all 5 times.
Really, with this deck that he's playing now.
Yeah, with the deck that Ben
Oh,
is
wow.
playing now. It's very, very cool, has a very fun Betrayer. It has Indomitable Fiend in Tempest. Very importantly, it came in a deck with a Flameshaper Savant. So we see the Arrogant Moeba coming down. It's just a 6/3 body, just an aggressively statted body. But the combination of the Flameshaper and the Indomitable Fiend, there's a combo of infinite damage there if you've got multiples of the Flameshaper, or other ways to get procs on level 1 cards, repeatedly just killing off your own. Uh,
Yeah, I've been a victim of that. Not Ben's, but someone else's. Yep, I've seen that combo. It's not
so
fun.
we see this Swamp Moss coming out for free. Alkite is able to get that. Steven is able to get. That's a very strong tempo play, having that above 50 health for the Swamp Moss. Every time I go up against the life gain, that's at the top of my attention is, can I impede this Swamp Moss coming out for free?
Yeah, it's hard to do when he started off Forge though. So um, Hellkite definitely had an advantage there. But
And uh, also, Hellkite has a great response to that 9/2 that was left over, having the 2/2s come out and pushing out, blocking yet another lane.
Buck's trying to decide what he wants to do here.
One of the other very threatening cards in Ben's deck is the Arrogant Lasher, which I believe it starts at a 6/1, and Lasher takes its printed attack and says, deploy, deal that much damage to a creature. And we haven't seen that come out. Instead, we do see the Lightning Spark come out as a form of removal. I'm thinking Ben was hoping to see that Arrogant Lasher instead could have made that trade and left a 6/1 body on board. You're going to see the Sated Ravager come out, and it does meet the above 50 damage, 50 health threshold of the Sated, but I believe there was no healing that turn, so it doesn't get the health and attack buff from the Ravager part.
Yeah, he just used it to block the 9 damage.
Yeah, even if he had the health, the healing, the extra 2 health wouldn't have been enough to change that trade.
Yeah, I think of how much different this turn could have been had he started with the Lightning Spark right to his face to bring him down to 49 health. He wouldn't have got the free Swamp Moss.
Yeah, that's an option there. It's a big put. It's like you're put in a situation where it's, what turn was that? That was the second turn. So
yeah, we're on turn 3 now of cycle 1.
Yeah. And we see the Shambling Banshee. That's one of the Shamblers that are in this deck. And we see the Sparking Omni come out for Ben, which can activate to deal 2 damage to anything. Do you see the Wisp there for 2?
Yep, he's going to take it out.
Yeah, so a Soothing Mantis, so it's going to heal itself, and we're also going to see more healing coming out from the Life Drain.
Yeah, Hellkite's deck has so much healing. It's really insane.
We see that Arrogant Lasher come out. That's premium removal. It's left with enough attack to trade with that Batterhide. There's going to be the Wisp, not the Wisp, the Mantis chipping in for a little bit of damage.
But most importantly, he got his Omni to live and stay alive, and it didn't die. So,
yep. Although coming into the next round, Steven is going to have Life Drain, and Ben's going to have Demolish as Forgeborn abilities. So if Steven wants to, although, yeah, and I believe in cycle 2, turn 1, Steven will have the Forge, or have they already flipped?
Ben should have the Forge for turn 1.
Okay, yeah. I wonder, we might see Ben activate in the first action phase and not wait for a more threatening body to come down just to get the value of this before it gets life drained. That's an option. Yep, we are going to see the immediate activation killing off the Mantis. Yeah, even though the Omni is very good for the Demolish, being able to ping for 2 and then hitting it with the Forgeborn, Ben knows that Steven has the Life Drain as a way to kill it. We do see the Arrogant Moeva coming out now with 9 health at level 2 and 13 attack. We see a very aggressively statted creature.
Yeah.
Importantly, out of range of the Life Drain. The Swamp Moss is coming out for free. And then we're going to see the Batter Hide come out.
Keeps that on level. It's to move that
Yep.
big body to the back.
Yep. No need to block it if it's in the back row. You see the other Omni coming out here from Ben. It's going to deal 4 and then hit the Demolish to keep the level 1 Omni alive.
Yep.
We see the Shambling Geist coming out, so we see the second Shambler coming out in this match.
Something I just noticed here, when Hellkite played his Soothing Mantis, he did not gain his health for that.
Oh,
His 2
interesting.
health.
Yes, I
So
see we're at
he's
58
off
in
by
there.
2.
Did get a sneak peek of that hand there. I think that's a glow hive siren.
Another Banshee, another Shambler.
Right, it's the 3/8 coming out. The Banshee's got its own effect that if it slays a creature, it will deal damage. This is a set 1 deck, so this doesn't actually have slay written on it. That wasn't a keyword yet. So we now have 2 Shamblers on board, a level 1 and a level 2. And there's that threat of the Hibernating Shambler as the 3rd one that could come out. We're going to see the activation taking out the level 1 Shambler. That is going to proc 3 damage and healing. See the River of Souls. Now this is a very, very important tool for Ben's deck. The River of Souls allows repeated use of some of the very strong tools like Arrogant Lasher, as well as can pull combo pieces out, like the Indomitable Fiend or the Flameshaper Savant. And if you have the level 2 and 3, you can pull out 2 pieces of the combo and do the full combo in one action phase. Very important tool. Here we see setting up with the Flameshaper Savant, trying to get these combo pieces out and in the banish pile. Though missing out on the River of Souls in cycle 1 is very tough for helping the combo get out, as it pulls back underdraws. So we see use of that Exalt to bring out a zombie, which allows a ping from the Flameshaper. That River of Souls getting a zombie token, and then can be used on future turns to get another proc of that Flameshaper Savant. There's also a Darkshaper Savant in that purple half, so there's a lot of level 1 proccing effects. Now Ben is going to try to, I think, I would imagine, try to get as much leverage out of the Flameshaper Savant. I don't know how much that Omni has left, but there's the threat of the life. Oh no, the life drain has already been used.
Yeah, he used it to weaken him.
Here we see the Dissipating Spectre giving a proc of the Flameshaper Savant.
But he doesn't use the proc.
Interesting.
I think it just oversight on his part.
So now Steven has 3 less health than theoretical. Like they're tracking. They missed the 2 from earlier, and they missed that 1 there that could have been put to his health. I believe Steven's checking the discard to see what are options that might be in Ben's hand. It's an important thing in SolForge to be checking your opponent's discard to see what options that they might not have used on previous turns but are no longer accessible. See the Soothing Mantis coming down. Does remember to heal there, and we're going to get the Death Touch takes down the Flameshaper Savant. So we got a Yeti Warcaller coming down. We're going to see that Dissipating Spectre move over to let the Yeti be activatable. We're going to see the Ravager coming out. And the sated 77 is well over 50.
And he gained health this turn. So.
Yep, from the Soothing Mantis.
It's plus 11, plus 4.
Moving into the next cycle, being down 34 health with a 14-9 on board. Makes me, if I'm in Ben's situation, I'm feeling a little bit scared, but I also know if I'm in Ben's situation, knowing down the road, if I can just eke out turn by turn, I might just be bailed out by an infinite combo that will steal the game back to him. The cool thing about Ben's deck is that there's always a threat of something coming out of nothing.
Yeah. Especially now that he got the Flameshaper upgraded, he's set for it if he can pull it off now. So.
Yep. I don't believe we've seen the Indomitable Fiend yet, so the Indomitable Fiend is still level 1, but we do have the level 2 River of Souls. So if he is able to get the level 2 River of Souls down earlier, and then moving into a turn that he is on Forge, getting the Indomitable Fiend out and the Flameshaper Savant, it can pull the level 1 Flameshaper Savant. So it'll take 3 action phases to get the combo going. 2 if you put the Exalt down a turn early. You see the Glowhive Siren, level 3 coming out, healing even more, making a threat, another huge threat that's going to keep scaling up. In cycle 3, the players now have access to Death Touch for Steven, killing a level 1 or 2 creature, and Lightning Speed for Ben. Ben's deck normally has a more explosive start than this. Steven was able to get out a great tempo play with the Swamp Moss and keep out large, big threats while maintaining a nice health advantage. We do see the Arrogant Moeba coming down to threaten this Glowhive.
Oh, man. Well,
That's going to be a big Swamp Moss Lurker.
yeah.
80 attack. And this is great on Forge. He's really pushing Ben to block it. Next turn, Steven's going to be off Forge and has the Death Touch to threaten destroying a blocker. So Ben's going to push to need a level 3 blocker next turn just to deal with the Swamp Moss.
Yeah, he's definitely having to play a little bit more defense and not be able to maybe get into his game plan as much as he'd like at this juncture.
Yep. So we're going to see the Mystic coming out to move this blocker over to block the Swamp Moss.
He's big enough, so he'll definitely trade.
Okay, only taking 6 when there was such a threatening board position here. So that Ravager and the...
He had the level 2 Flame Shaper in hand.
Ooh, yep. That means we are not going to be seeing the combo this cycle.
He was probably forced to play the Mystic to block the Swamp Moss. So.
Yep.
I feel like for Ben's deck so far, for all the cards he has for his different strategies, he just hasn't been drawing any of the cards. Or if he did, he's not been able to play them, because he has to answer for other things.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing about going against life gain is not the life gain itself, but the tempo that all the life gain synergies provide pushing a board advantage. Yeah, if I'm Ben, I'm not liking having to play the Mystic to activate the Yeti Warcaller. Or I guess it was the Dissipating Spirit. But definitely not creatures you typically want to be playing. You can see Ben is definitely taking a long time to think through this turn. We've got the Arrogant Lasher coming down that's going to be able to take the Ravager out. And it doesn't have enough attack to take out the Glowhive, but it will suffice as a blocker this turn.
He could pump it with lightning speed, though, if he chooses to use it this turn.
Yep, that will math things out quite well for him. So we see the Shambling Geist level 2 coming out. Interesting thing about Geist as a creature, it's level 1 is statted very aggressively, and then it starts to have a more defensive body. And I quite like this on Shambling creatures. Have the level 3 Sparking Omni coming out, which is definitely a strong tool. See the 6 that's going to soften up the Shambling Geist. The Batterhide's going to send it back, so the Geist is going to live. We have some combat going down.
He death touched the Lasher.
Oh, yep. And then took the damage from the Dissipating Spectre, but that's a willing trade of damage. Got 2 big beefy threats out. Now that Glowhive should be... Oh no, nothing died this turn, right? No shambling procs?
No shambling procs yet. No. Now he's got
the
shambling Banshee. Here we go.
There will be shambling procs, that's for sure. This turn. Now for the Banshee, you definitely want to get rid of it, but you don't want to put a card down that's going to trade with it itself, because it will just deal extra damage. We're softening that up, okay, with the Omni and then Lightning Spark to kill it.
Which untaps his Omni as well, so he can use it again.
We do see the Glowhive scaling up with that.
Looks like he's debating on who he wants to use it on.
Could use it on the Shambler, but that's already a lane that's being blocked. It looks like he's opting just to hold on to it for now. See the Soul Reap coming down. And we do have a beast. Yep.
That card, he's got so many beasts in that deck. He's always got a beast on the board. That card works so well for him. Such a strong play.
Yep, there's the Vermin, the Siren. Batterhide's a beast too, right?
No, that's a dino. The Mantis is a beast. He's got a lot of the Ravager's a beast. He's got like 5 beasts in there, I feel like. 4 or 5.
Sven does see this River of Souls. Probably Arrogant Lasher, I would imagine. It's just such a strong... Yep. See, you've got the image queued up there. It's going to come down.
He's going to get rid of the Siren.
Nice. The combo of the Omni and the Lasher.
Now he uses lightning speed.
Yep, okay. So it's not quite going to trade, but it will push it down low enough for the Omni to take care of it next turn. Right? Or is that left with...
Should have... it's regenerating, so it gets 5 health back at the end of the turn.
Ah, okay.
That's right. It's below its starting health.
All right, so if we're going into the next cycle, Ben will be on Forge, right?
Yeah, he's on Forge for cycle 4. Yep.
So if Ben is able to draw both the Indomitable Fiend level 1 and the level 2 Flameshaper Savant,
you can get the combo.
Playing the Indomitable Fiend first is going to guarantee we've already seen the...
Now, if he plays the Flameshaper, can't he then play the Indomitable Fiend to get to go off?
But he needs 2 Flameshapers, one to keep recursively killing the Indomitable.
Well, he's got the River of Souls, so he can pull the level 1 back anytime.
He can pull the level 1 back, but the level 1 isn't in his banish pile right now. It's in his hand. Or it's in his deck. For the Indomitable Fiend. For the Flameshaper.
The Flameshaper I'm talking about should be in his discard.
Yes,
or banish
but
pile.
so you need, or in his banish, but you
Yeah,
need two flame. You need the one that you draw naturally, and you need the other, and the one that you're pulling back with the River of Souls. But importantly, even if he starts with the Indomitable Fiend, you might think, ah, great, that if Steven kills it, it'll just come back. But Steven, while already have using his Batterhide line, does have the
well,
Leyline Vermin as a way to get rid of the printed text and
true.
to stop this combo if we don't. The only way that this combo is going to happen is if we see the Indomitable right now. We have the Dark Pryings on the Omni, which is going to allow him to reanimate something for free, getting the Arrogant Lasher, clear up the board. All right, Ben's fighting back for board here. We're in cycle 4 now, so Army Commander and Whirlwind are available to our players.
Look at that. He had the ley
Can we?
line.
Yep.
Probably works out that he didn't have it that way. He didn't get it ruined.
Now I might even, yeah, yes, definitely, because if you're Ben, you and you have it, I still think you would play it first, even if it gets ley lined. At least then it's in the banish pile for you to try the combo later. Although you would still need the Flame Shapers. Yeah. So we see the Gloom Reaper Hag coming down with the ley line. We're going to see the Army Commander for the level 3 Gloom Reaper. I think that's a little. I mean, he's such low health. That's 6. Nope, yep, he's not going to use his Forge Born. He's just going to take it. Now, if the card that I think I saw is the card that I saw, I think I saw a Mantis in Steven's hand. I could be wrong.
He's looking back at what he can pull out with Army Commander. He's got that Spirit Reaver on top there. That would wipe out the 2 Lashers.
Yep, calling out Elementals. Are still both the level 1 and level 2 River of Souls that are out there to potentially block any aggression. Finally see that Hibernating Shambler come out.
Yep.
Yeah, we might see the upgraded Hibernating Shambler come out. I assume Steven would do that. Yeah, he's going to do it now just in case there is removal. He's going to get the extra procs.
Yeah. It's going to be 4 damage per shamble now. And it's definitely in a tough spot.
Yep, and I don't know what Ben had. I'm trying to think. If Ben didn't already see the tools he needed, then if he plays the level 3 River of Souls right now, that could potentially get him the combo, because he could. No, there's only one Flame Shaper Savant in his banish, so the extra one doesn't really help out. And even if he did have the river wanting to get the arrogant lasher again, both of his arrogant lashers are out, so he can't play the exalt and then reanimate one because it's still on the board.
I don't think we've seen it this game, but also in Hellkite's deck, he also has a Forge Seal. But he hasn't leveled that up, so it'd just be the level 1. But he's got the Mantis that can do Army Commander, and he's got Forge Seal for the level 1 Forgeborn ability.
I mean, in this position right now, even the level 1 Forge Seal would give life drain. Just kill off the blocking elemental. And let the level 3 hit face.
Yeah, that'd be enough to finish him.
Though Steven is on Forge, so Ben would have a chance to block that. Can we see the... Is that a stalking maw?
Shambling Maw?
Shambling maw?
Shambling Maw.
Shambling maw. Okay, I do like the shambling, and you're going to have a bunch of things die now.
It'll help counteract some
And
of
it
the
does
damage.
soften.
Yeah, it softens the blow.
Okay, well, that's... You're putting the Soothing Mantis out, which is just going to block. You're not going to need that damage anyway. Now a new big thing can come out. Get some healing.
He's going for the Spirit Reaver.
Oh, yep, that's going to kill off all the elementals. And even though there's some shambling, I doubt will be enough. Yeah, if they're at 15 health. I don't know the math on these creatures that are out. I doubt the Maw is going to kill
No, the Maw's
Reaver.
No, the Reaver's a 7-11. The Maw's a 1-4. The Spectre at the end's a 6-5. It'll kill the Mantis.
All right, so that will be the shambling needed for lethal.
He used his Whirlwind to move the Maw to lane 3 to kill the level 1 Shambler. That's going to be 2 Shamble procs.
I'm just going to block the level 2. And then I forget how much this attack this spirit has. The Spirit Reaver.
7.
Oh, but it's being blocked. Okay. Oh, the Mantis is what's going to hit in for 3.
Yeah.
Or 4. I
So he
forget
doesn't.
if that's 6.
Yeah, so he doesn't kill the Mantis. He does get offset some of the Shamble damage.
Yep. But importantly, that level 3 Shambler is still out there. And there's a lot of health deficit to get through in the end here. Because even if they don't go down, you still got sudden death at the end. All right. Do we see the Indomitable Fiend come out? If we see it, there's a chance, because if Flame Shaper is in hand and Indomitable is in hand.
Yeah. That'd be pretty amazing to pull that off in the last turn of the match. How much? I wonder. No, he can't.
Well, we've already seen the Vermin come out. So if he has the Indomitable, I don't think there's a way to stop it.
Yeah, I was just thinking the Reaver can reduce the health, but not a if he plays the Indomitable Fiend first, he'll just keep coming back on him. So if he's got it, he can't stop it. I don't think.
Yeah. And I think Ben knows that. Okay, so we do see the Flame Shaper, but the fact that the Indomitable Fiend isn't coming down right now makes me think the Indomitable Fiend is not in hand. So Ben's thinking about activating to get some procs. So you can get 2 procs out right now, potentially even bringing back the level 1 Flame Shaper.
Brings back the
No, we're
Arrogant
getting the
Lasher.
Arrogant Lasher. So it's going to be 6 from the Arrogant Lasher and 3 from the Flame Shaper. And then there's the level 1 River of Souls that can get a zombie, so it could be another 3 from the Flame Shaper. But unfortunately, that would just bring the Shambler down to 1 health and wouldn't be enough. Sven is going to grab the extra token. Yep, just taking off some of the board. Chipping down the Shambler. Yep. All right, 3 is a very low number of health to be at. Anything dying, any of Steven's creatures dying will be lethal.
Yeah, he's killing the Mantis no matter what. So.
Yep.
Here he goes.
Arrogant Lasher for lethal, killing something and killing himself. It's crazy to think that if Ben had the Indomitable Fiend in that hand and the Flame Shaper like he did, it could have come back from that.
Yeah.
Sitting at 3 health, then just winning from there. But Steven won a well-fought game. Pushed it all the way to cycle 4, turn 3.
Yeah. That was a really good matchup there. Ben's deck has a lot of good cards to keep the opponent's board clear, and Hellkite's deck is ridiculous with its life gain, and he can get some pretty big creatures out with all that going on as well. So plus the Shamblers, so it was a well fought match. Just unfortunately for Ben, he never seemed like he was behind the entire game, like one cycle behind every
Yep.
where they were playing in. But yeah,
Remember, there
good
was
match.
an 80 attack creature that came down earlier this game, and Ben was still sitting in the game multiple turns later.
Yeah. If only he had breakthrough. Yeah. Then people would be saying that's the most overpowered card. But yeah, so this was our round 2 match that we got to see, and there's more to come. We'll be updating the standings. We'll show everyone the results of the round 2 matches, and then our next video will be round 3, and that one's going to be Hellkite again, and he'll be facing off against Sam Nathanson. You might know him as Nathus.
World champion coming in from last year.
Yep. So we'll be looking forward to doing that one. We'll be providing commentary again. I want to thank you, Eli, for again joining and giving us your commentary on the matches. It's really appreciated, and hopefully everyone has enjoyed these so far. And it's been a lot of fun to do and put together. And yeah, real excited to keep getting through these. So we'll get the standings updated and the match results out, and then that'll be all for the video. But thank you again, Eli. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.